Hello. When I ask my students how they feel about AutoCorrect on their phone, most of them say they do not like it. You may feel the same way. In the next few minutes, I am going to make AutoCorrect your friend while you are using Microsoft Office programs. I am sorry, this will not help with AutoCorrect on your phone. Wouldn't it be nice that we could just type in our initials, hit the space bar or enter, and it would automatically change to our name. And not just our name, but other people's names or company names that we type in often. I will illustrate the steps on how to set up AutoCorrect in Word, but they are the same steps in Excel, PowerPoint, Publisher, so on. Think of words, names, companies that you type in often. I type in my grandfather's name, Frederick Mack, Mita Y DNA, and I family history. To set this up, we're going to click on the File menu. We're now in Backstage mode. On the left is the File menu, and at the very bottom will be the word Options. If Options is not available, the More button will appear there. Click on More, and Options will appear. When we click on Options, we actually get the Options window. On the left is the menu. On the right is what can be done with each of these menu options. Click on Proofing. On the right is AutoCorrect. Click on it, and we get a new window for AutoCorrect. At the top are some items that you might want to look at later. We're going to deal with the bottom half. On the left is the word replace and a box. And then there's the word with and another box. The replace is what we type in that we want replaced with something bigger and better. Such as, down here some examples. If I type in bracket C bracket, it automatically changes to the copyright symbol. Bracket E bracket into the euro symbol. What we want to do is type in your initials under the replace word in that box. If you would, type those in, and you'll notice that the list below switches, so it shows you alphabetically where your initials appear. There's my initials, and there's my name. And that's why when I typed in my initials a minute ago, it autocorrect. Mine's already there. I'm going to backspace and type in my grandfather's initials. Now over on the replace, I'm going to click inside that box, or you can hit tab and type in how you would like your name to appear with capitalized. Now we're done. We've made our first autocorrect. You do not need to hit add. That's if you want to make a whole bunch of them all at once without having to go out and come back in. All we need to do right now is to click on OK and click on OK. Now, on your document, type in the two letters that you have set aside for your autocorrect. Mine was FM. I hit the space bar and it changed to Fred Mack for me. Now, before we go on, I'd like to ask you, do your initials make a word? Such as Alice Taylor. Alice Taylor could not use her two initials because every time she typed in the word at, it would change to Alice Taylor. Okay, that doesn't work. She would have to add a middle initial, something at the end, so she could use AutoCorrect for her name. Let's try another one. I do Mito Y DNA all the time, and it's got lower and upper case letters. I'm going to click on File, down to Options, to Proofing, to AutoCorrect. Now, Mito Y, the initials make sense if I were to type in MY, but again, I can't do that because every time I typed in the word my, it would become Mito Y DNA. Instead, I'm going to use a third initial, MYD, Mito Y DNA. Works great. Now over in the width, I'm going to type in Mito Y DNA as I want it to appear. I click on OK. I click on OK. And then I type in MYD, hit the space bar, and yahoo! Voila, I have Mito Y DNA. Now, what happens, and you may have seen this, typing along and Microsoft tries to be helpful and it auto-corrects something. If that ever happens, then just hit the undo once because the last thing the computer did was the autocorrect. All you have to do is click on this undo up here or Control Z and it will go back to how you wanted it. Let's try one more. Now, my name, I usually have the umlaut at the top, umlaut. And here it is. I actually want, when I type in LK, I would like it to look like this instead of the boring U. To do that, I'm going to select my name up to just including the last letter, and I'm going to copy. Now I did Control C, but you could say copy here or right click and say copy. I'm going to then go in with that selected. I'm going to click on File, Options, Proofing, AutoCorrect. And because I have it selected, it actually appeared in the width. Now you might have family names that have lots of accents, or you're doing a report and the family you're researching has accents, and this will save you time. Instead of having to copy and paste each time you need that word, you could create one. Now, I've already used the LK. So if I type in LK, it appears. Now I have two choices at this point. One is I could type in my middle initial. I could type in a 1 at the end or something at the end of my initials, or I can replace it because every time I use my name, I like to have it look fancier. I'm going to click this time on replace. It says, are you sure? Yes, I am. And click on OK and OK. Now you probably didn't need to do that. You could have just clicked on OK. Now when I type in my two initials, there we go. I'm all set. One last thing. If I type in IHS, and let's say Indianapolis High School, their initials are IHS, but every time they type in IHS, it changes to his, and they don't want that. Let's go back and solve their issue. File, Options, Proofing, AutoCorrect. If I type in IHS, there it is, IHS changing to his. I can now delete it. Now, and if you're doing a report for another family, you've done your report, you're never going to have to type in that name with the fancy accents ever again. You can just leave it, or maybe you'll want to delete it. Highlight the one you want, click on delete. It's still here, but when I click on OK and I click on OK again, if I go to a new line and type in IHS, it no longer changes. Good luck. Have some fun. I hope this saves you lots of time as you are printing reports or doing your genealogy. Please share your comments and questions below and share this video with others. And good luck.